can print at home in A4 or US letter format. Assemble the pages by aligning the dashed outlines and the connecting boxes. Alternatively, you can print in A0 at the print shop. For all of these options, set 100% scale and ensure that the scale box on page 1 measures correctly. There is one pattern piece per size with the low and the high-rise version. This tutorial will be a bit quicker because I don't have a lot of time, unfortunately. So, pre-washed the fabric, I've ironed it, and then I folded it. We just want to cut out 2 mirror images of this sewing pattern. I'm going to do size medium large in low waist. For this version, you will need a very light fabric, so that's flowy. So here I think I'm using cotton voile. You can use viscose or anything that has a drape to it. If you're planning not to add lace to the waistband, like in this pair, where I just folded it in itself and created an elastic channel, you're going to cut exactly at the top as is, which is what this seam allowance is. This is to make a channel. Please watch my other tutorial for more explanation on how the sewing pattern works, because there is a high waist and a low waist, and I've cut it out at the lines of the low waist for this example. Whereas if you want to add lace like in this pair, I folded the lace to make a channel. So that means that for this pair, I actually ended up cutting off a bit from the waistband. So I remove about this much, which will be 1.5 centimeters. It depends on the fabric. Sometimes if a fabric is really flowy, it's almost as if it has a stretch to it because it's so flowy. The pattern can end up sitting more high waist than you would like it, whereas if you use something more stiff, it wouldn't. So because this specific fabric was more flowy, I'm pretty sure for this pair I removed about 2 centimeters, if not more. I would suggest just making a test pair first and seeing how your fabric behaves. The easiest for now is just to cut as is and make the waistband out of this part. For my pair, I want to add lace to the legs and to the waistband. So I'm going first to trace it. I am leaving the legs as is, I'm not cutting off anything there. If you're a complete beginner, I would suggest making this version, so folding the fabric in itself to make a channel for the waistband. That's the easiest you can do. I'm just going to go ahead and cut off everything apart from the waistband part. If you want mid-rise, leave it as is. I'm just gonna cut off about 1.5. I'm actually going to go ahead and iron this lace because it's a bit folded. You're going to need elastic for your waistband and for the legs. For the waistband, I like to use 1 centimeter wide. This is how much elastic I would use if I wanted to sit around here without it pinching me too hard. And for the legs, I like to use something a little bit narrower. And I think that's everything. You can also add bows or the little strings on the sides of the legs, but that's optional. Okay, so the next step is just to connect the front seam and the back seam using this seam allowance. I'm just going to... Fuck! Γαμώ το σπίτι, αλήθεια. Ignore that. I'm just going to pin good sides facing each other. Set your sewing machine to a matching color thread. So, sewing here and here. Back stitch at the start and remove pins before sewing over them. And we're going to repeat on the back side. To seal the raw edges, you're going to overlock both seams or use a zigzag stitch. I'll insert a clip of how to do this. Now, because I have black thread currently on my overlocker, I'm just going to make a alternative finishing here. I could have done a French seam, but I just wanted to show you how to connect front and back. So I can't do it at this stage unless I undo the seam. So I'm just going to do something else. So I'm just going to, yeah, I should not have done that. That is not gonna work. Well, I'm silly. I mean, I guess once pressed, it will look okay. Your finishing is gonna look a bit different because I tried to be a smartass here and it was not worth it, to be honest. Now, you're going to iron the seams flat. So we started with something like this. Now that we've ironed it, we're going to have a shape like this, and it's starting to look like shorts a little bit. Now we're going to connect the crotch seam, this part, together. Good sides facing each other. So we're going to pin, aligning the center seam. Overlock or use a zigzag stitch. I'm gonna have to do the same finishing as here just to be consistent. We're going to identify the leg holes and we're going to add the lace to the legs. Take your wide lace. If your lace has a scalloped edge, you might find it easier to just trim it so that it's even. This might make it a bit harder to work with when you're folding to make the channel. So your lace might have a good and a bad side. Here, this is the bad side, you can kind of see. So I want the good side facing up. So I'm going to find the center of the crotch seam. Again, it looks super wonky, ignore it. It looks terrible, honestly. So the good side of the fabric facing the good side of the lace. So we're gonna start sewing about here. So leave some extra just later because we're going to connect the lace. Again, I would recommend pinning it because as you can see, it shifts quite a bit. As you can straight stitch, sew all the way. Back stitch. So as you approach the end, kind of make sure that the lace is positioned on the same level. So you don't want to sew like this. You want for them to end up around the same level anyways. And then just keep sewing until you come very close. And without catching this layer, just sew a little back stitch and cut off. As you can see, we have two separated flaps now. So I'm just going to pin them together. Now, ideally, if you can get your lace to align, I'm going to sew a straight stitch here without catching the pink fabric. So you just want to sew on the lace basically. And you should have something like this. I didn't do a perfect job, but that's all right. Now you can overlock this raw edge of the lace or use a zigzag stitch. I like to instead use some pinking shears and cut one side very close to the seam. And now I'm just going to cut off one side a bit longer and fold within itself and then down. And I'm going to secure this. I think that's kind of like a flat felt seam, but I don't know. So I'm gonna stop here. That just looks a little bit neater than an overlocked seam. Optional step, but you can go ahead and press with your iron this fabric down. But I'm going to skip the step and I'm just going to make the channel. Starting from this seam that we connected. You can go ahead and cut off these scallops. So now that I've cut off, it looks so much cleaner and easier to work with. So I'm just going to fold and make a channel for my elastic and just make sure that the elastic is thin enough to go through it. If you're a beginner, you can just overlock or do a zigzag stitch and just lay it flat and sew straight, but I want a cleaner edge, so I'm just going to do a folded channel. So as we're approaching, we're going to leave a little opening for the elastic later on. press the channel with your iron to get a clean finish like this. And we're going to insert the elastic through that small hole we did. I like to use a paper clip, find the opening and insert it and push it. Overlap the elastic ends. We're going to do a zigzag, a very tight zigzag stitch here. More in depth in my full length tutorial, and then just push through, making sure that everything lays flat and there's no bulk. Sew this channel down to close the opening we left. Stretch the elastic a little bit so it gets distributed more evenly. So I've done both legs now, and time to add the waistband. Locate the center back, which is, you'll be able to tell because it's a bit taller than the front. And we're going to sew the waistband lace starting from this point right here. So we find the center back. We're going to take our lace, good side of the fabric facing the good side of the lace, like this. And just like before, I'm going to start sewing on the center seam, but I'm going to leave just a little bit of lace left over because we're going to do that folded trick. Again, I would recommend pinning it. So I want to sew along this line. There's about 1/2 centimeter here of the main fabric that's overlapping. So we'll end up sewing somewhere along this line. Here's a closer look. As you're approaching the start of the lace, just cut off any threads. And we're going to do the same thing that we did earlier. I'm actually going to cut off just the tiniest bit of this. We have folded the bottom lace, and I need the top lace to be just a bit longer, so I'm just going to cut off around here. And then I'm going to fold. Sew straight over it. I'm also going to do a little basting stitch here, so that it will be easier to sew the channel later on. Now, because this is going to get undone, I'm just going to sew it down as well. We're just going to fold and make a waistband, or simply overlock this edge and fold once. Because I'm using a slightly wider elastic this time, I just need to make sure that the channel I make is, again, wide enough for the elastic. Okay, I've pinned the start just to make my life a little bit easier. Again, from the center back. Okay, similarly, just leave a small opening for the elastic. Inspect for any threads and cut them off. And just use your iron to press this channel. I completed the waistband. I overlapped and sewed the elastic together just like we did before. Just stretch out the waistband a little bit to distribute the elastic evenly.